Powered by Riverside.
How we doing, everybody? Special guest today. I think this is going to come out as episode 25. Pretty sure the math is right. But Sylvia Day, local comedian. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Sylvia Day. I'm based in Sarasota. I've been doing stand-up comedy since February, but I've been doing comedy a lot longer than that. I've been doing improv comedy, sketch comedy, comedic acting for like 20 years. So.
Are you from this area? Originally, or
not originally. I was born in Minnesota, and I moved down here because my parents retired down here, and they were getting older. I actually moved here from Switzerland, so I went from Minnesota to Switzerland, and then lived there for 24 years, and then came back here in 2019, just before COVID hit. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I learned a crazy fact about Minnesota today. Actually, everyone knows that it's the land of 10,000 lakes.
Yeah.
But they have like a certain specification for how big it has to be, to make it. So I guess it's 10 acres is the size of those. So there's 10,000, at least 10 acre big lakes that are in the state of Minnesota.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I don't even know where I heard that, but I definitely heard that today.
That's so funny.
Stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we were one of the few families, like so many people, like they have Scandinavian heritage, so like it looks a lot like Sweden and Finland, all the lakes. And a lot of people have like a cabin up north on a lake. We were not that kind of family because my parents were from Switzerland and Brazil, so they weren't like typical Minnesotans.
That's a strange combo.
Oh, totally strange, like polar opposites. And I totally stuck out because my hair was like jet black when I was growing up, and brown eyes. And everybody was blonde and blue-eyed.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, where are you from? And I'm like, White Bear Lake. And they're like, yeah, but like originally.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son has he looks like he's Spanish at the end of the summer. We've been out of the sun a lot this summer, but last summer, he's literally like as dark as his table.
Wow.
And we were like, is this mom? I'm like, no. He just tans well, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
So when did you start out at McCurdy's?
I did, yeah. I started out doing the boot camp and then put together my 5 minutes for the showcase.
How did you feel about that?
It was harder than it looked. I was like, wow, I had so much more respect for like stand-up comedians. I was like, this is hard. Because I'd written sketches and I'd written stuff like that, but I'd never like distilled anything down to just 5 minutes and just punchlines and jokes. So it was really challenging. But then once I got the hang of it, I loved it, and I love it now. Now I have 15 minutes of material.
Yeah, see, that's good. You just stack it up.
Yeah.
I have probably like a half hour if I really strung it together.
Yeah.
But I try to make sure that it's all interchangeable, so I can start anywhere and finish anywhere.
That's good. That's a good idea.
Just in case because I still get stuck. You know what I mean? Like I'll forget shit, just like little plugs. Because I think that's the beauty of it is you master that 5, and then when you're doing it, you can actually, this can pop this right in. But I try to weave all of my stuff together like that, so there's like a natural flow to it, and it just helps me remember.
It helps you remember
easier if I'm staying on point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's like the roughest part is figuring that out, and then like the timing. Timing is that's the hardest part.
And I was like, I did the competition. I was in the finals with McCurdy's open mic finals. And there, like, you'll get disqualified if you go over time. So I was so paranoid. Mm-hmm. So then when I did the 15 minutes, it was like so freeing.
And they don't tell you either that they'll dock you for looking at notes or your phone.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah. I just don't because with my acting background, like I can memorize stuff.
See that was probably the roughest because I didn't know. I don't know. There was like a lot of different things I thought I wanted to do at first.
Yeah.
And then you realize like you can't tell every joke. You know what I mean? Like
yes.
I can find every joke funny, but I just like there's a lot of jokes that I could stay in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So just like figuring out where I seem the funniest without being an asshole. I
Yeah,
think is
yeah.
like that's like my line.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
that's what the open mics are for too, like to
Yeah.
see like what gets the biggest laughs, and
Yeah.
then kind of having to sacrifice the things that aren't that funny to the audience.
So I know there's a lot of, you know, it's dominated by white males. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But to me, that makes it harder for me because there's just everybody. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Everybody
Same kind of
else is just
material.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so
that
it's
was
hard to break
interesting.
away from the regular other white cis males. You know?
Yeah, but that's the thing that I found so interesting when I started doing it was that like everybody's unique. Like everybody, it's about you, and it's about like your uniqueness, and that's why so many people talk about comedians and they're like, oh, I don't like him or I like him, and it's about likability, and it's about everybody has a different taste. You know, everybody has a different preference for certain types of comedy.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I appreciate a lot of it too. You know, I think that's one of the things that a lot of people forget that, you know, one, like I don't write jokes that I think other people are going to think funny. You know what I mean? Like I write jokes that I think are funny, and if you think they're funny too, like that's awesome. But I know if I think it's funny, I know it's funny. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
like that
I
kind
totally
of thing.
do. It has to make me laugh
Yeah.
out loud. Like when I'm writing, if it makes me laugh out loud, I'm like, oh yeah, that's going.
And that's the same way with the other comedians. Like if you make like I feel like if you make me laugh, like you know what I mean, like okay, this guy's funny. You know what I mean? Like
then it's like you can be.
it's a genuine thing though. It's a genuine reaction, and you cannot even like the guys. Like there's a couple guys I can't stand personally, but they're hilarious on stage.
Yeah.
You know, you got to give them the respect for that. Yeah. You know who you are. Oh yeah, that's what's so funny is like there's a group of probably 6 or 7 of us that have all like came up in the same time frame. You know what I mean? And age ranges different, like races, sexes, like all of it. You know, and then now it's like because we've all been doing mics together for like 2 years, 3 years. Now there's like politics involved with it, and you know, and it's like back in middle school shit where it's.
I was hoping
it's
it
just
wouldn't
like,
happen.
oh no, it totally happens,
like such a
man.
supportive community.
No,
so
I mean
far.
a lot of 80% of the people are, but there's some people that around here that don't want you to be funny, which is a wild thing. You know, why wouldn't you want like if you're funny and I'm doing a show, you know what I mean? Like I have a better chance, you know what I mean? Like it's just more exposure. Why would I, you know, I just don't understand why you'd want anyone to bomb.
Well, that's just like fear and insecurity on their part. That's my armchair psychologist.
No, it's like that's 100% right. 100%
so did you start in the boot camp too?
No, I almost did. My girlfriend worked there when we first met, so I got to do like I think 5 mics at McCurdy's within 2 months.
Wow! So that was before there was a long waiting list.
So I was just like get a little bit of preferential treatment.
You were that good?
No, I wasn't good at all. I was horrible back then. You know,
the right people.
Yeah, well, it was just like I think some of them just saw. You know, like, okay, he has potential to be funny. And plus I was always hanging around there, like, because I was hungry then, you know what I mean? Now I'm just sort of like, okay, I'll pick and choose what I want to do. But then I was like, any chance I could get. But then I had like a weird experience there. And I think it was more like a hate. Like I took it super personal just took one of my jokes to introduce me with, just like fucking with me. And like now I see it was like a term of endearment, you know what I mean? It's like he wouldn't have fucked with me unless he liked me.
He was laughing with you.
Yeah. But it's sort of like almost like a hazing type thing. It's like tailspun me though. Like I bombed. I think I went home. I ate a bunch of mushrooms that night and cried for like 6 hours, and then wrote a bunch of new jokes. But so it worked out positive. But yeah, it was a wild experience.
It's so much is about like confidence. So much of the whole stage presence and the whole performance is about that.
Yeah, it was.
And somebody can just like crush it.
I was still looking for my identity as a comic then too. You know what I mean? So
that's really hard too, finding your voice.
But that like jolted me into it, which was cool. Well, so it came out positive. I look at it as a positive experience.
Yeah. I mean, you have to go through all those experiences like to figure out who you are.
We usually I usually play. There's a lane of videos that we watch here that we're all fans of. I don't know if you find them as funny as we do. I might try one for you just to see if I can find a tame one. They're all AI videos. I think that's why we think they're so funny.
Okay, very funny.
All right.
Do you edit this?
Yeah. I edited a bunch of shit out of it.
This Sleepover feel like 6th grade, but everybody got money and back problems. The fat niggas linked up. No itinerary, just vibes, snacks, and poor decisions. PJ stretched to capacity, trying to get Henny and Capri Sun pouches. Somebody brought a PS5 and a deep fryer. We played 2K until the power surged. Then we dared 2-play Tony to drink gravy straight. He did twice, then passed out on a pile of Lunchables. Truth or dare got out of hand. One man admitted he once lied about being vegan to impress a snow bunny. Another confessed he keeps emergency cornbread in his glove box. And of course, the prank called up one of the fella's snow bunnies from his phone, told her he got banned from the local buffet for overeating. She said,
"Damn, again?"
Then it happened. Daryl fell asleep first. Big mistake. We pulled out the whipped cream, the Sharpies, and the disrespect. Turned him into a human fudge sundae. Wrote "lick me" on his forehead. Laughed for like 3 hours. He woke up like nothing happened until he saw himself in the toaster reflection. Some men go to war, some men go to therapy. We go to sleepovers. Drop a comment with your fattest truth or dare confession. Hey, yo, shut the fuck up. It's fat nigga season.
Okay, I'm so glad that you enjoyed that.
So that's AI?
Yeah, all of it. I think I have like probably 40 of them that I've watched on this podcast, and just to get the reactions, because you know what I mean. At first, it's like, what is going on here?
I like the history ones. Have you seen the history ones?
No.
Of like Christopher Columbus with an iPhone.
Oh no,
God,
that sounds great too. There's another one that I'm just getting on now, because I had this idea that I wanted to do. I'd have to like download one of these programs and try it out, but I wanted to do like a racist Sasquatch, like Bigotfoot. Oh. You know, he just hates all the other cryptids. Just like talk shit about like, you know, chupacabras coming over the border and just shit like that. And then I saw these videos and I'm like, oh, these guys are sort of.
Time to try KFC for the first time.
Let's see if this chicken lives up to the hype.
Bro, this chicken gonna bless my soul.
Time to dunk the bird.
Yo, can you pass me a honey packet?
I used them all last night. Got that gravy train, baby.
Comment the fried chicken emoji if you love KFC.
And comment what you want us to eat next.
I thought the
This is
detail
our
on that
competition.
is
This
so
is our
good.
competition
Yeah, I
with
know.
AI.
I know. It's out of control. Like
feel
that looks
better
so
now.
realistic that it's insane to me. But just like the way they eat, and it's just like they're in the wild, like the food's just crumbling off, you know, and falling all over the place. It's it's so funny.
Oh my
So
God.
funny. Yeah, those are good.
No one should video me eating.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up with a
Especially when I'm alone.
house full
I'm
of.
such a slob when I eat by myself. Have you ever heard that saying, like, you are who you are when no one is looking?
Oh yeah.
That's,
Yeah, I know
every time I'm
exactly
like,
who I
eating by
am.
myself like a pig, I'm like, oh my God, I am a slob.
If there was like a ring cam inside of our refrigerator, you would see some wild stuff. Just
Especially when I come home.
like getting caught at 3 in the morning with the alarm, the refrigerator alarm going off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
God.
Oh, thank God for
I've been
that alarm.
stuffing my face for 45 solid seconds. Just not even.
Well, and I have a teenager at home, so he eats fun food and buys fun food. So, I totally get it.
Let's see.
I'm good during the day. But when I come home, I'm bad.
Let's see. Okay. And let's see. You ever seen this cartoon?
Excuse me, everyone, I have a brief announcement to make. Jesus was black, Ronald Reagan was the devil, and the government is lying about 9/11. Thank you for your time, and good night.
That can't be true! I can't
having that dream where you made the white people riot, weren't you?
But I was telling the truth.
How many times have I told you you better not even dream about telling white folk the truth? You understand me? Shoot. Making white people riot. You better learn how to lie like me. I'm gonna find me a white man and lie to him right now.
That's the Boondocks. That's legendary. That's Regina King. She's the voice of the two boys. And then, you know, like the dad from Friday. I'm sure you've seen Friday, right?
Mm-mm. I'm out of it.
Those are just classic African-American actors from, you know, sort of this period. Regina King's a little younger.
I was away for 24 years, remember? So I was under a rock.
What is
in Switzerland? I didn't get.
What is the television like over there?
I'll put it this way. I mean, humor is so cultural. Like, I had to start my own. I did my own shows over there for like the English speaking community because it's a different style of humor. Their humor is more slapstick. They're into clowns and like it's very different, and it's, you know, and it's like, I speak German, but when it's not your mother tongue.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Are you bilingual?
Yeah, I speak 5 languages actually, but and I've done stand up. Well, I've done comedy in German, and I just translated.
What language do you dream in?
English. I mean, I grew up speaking Portuguese and English, so I learned Portuguese before I learned English because my mom is Brazilian and she spoke with me, and so that's like my mother tongue, my literal mother tongue. So that one is, that's as familiar to me as English.
We had a guy on, good friend of mine, Tio Pedro. He can do comedy in Spanish also, which to me is like, has to be, I don't know, it's pretty crazy. I was listening to like Tom Segura talk about it, and then how like he knew that he could start. That's when he knew he could start writing jokes in Spanish, was when he's dreaming in Spanish.
Yeah.
Because it's like then you can like capture the essence of the language. You know, like
it's like in your soul.
But it's hard, you know, like because a lot of the stuff that I say is like nuanced. You know what I mean? It's not like if you only knew like regular English, it probably wouldn't be that funny. So you'd have to understand. Yeah. You know, like what do they call that?
Idioms?
Semantic rift. You know, like how words change meanings over time and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't worry too much about AI because they're not going to get the nuance.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing. Like AI, you can't write jokes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. They can make music, but you still have to feed them the motif of the song and you know the ideas and stuff. Like I don't.
And like, it's you. Like going back to what we were saying, like it's your uniqueness. So it's like you. It's
I think that's the thing. Like I don't know if because you'd have to be like AI make a song. Do you know what I mean? It won't just. I feel like making a song right now or making a piece of art. You have to instruct it to do so. It doesn't have the will to want to make art on its own.
Yeah.
Which I don't think, like, that's probably the main separation between people is, or you know what I mean? There's just like that, the consciousness that makes you want to create stuff without having to do it. You know what I mean? Just for your own expression.
Yeah, exactly. Like some of my best art is when I'm sad or if I'm depressed or something. Like that's when I put together some of my best stuff because I need to write about it. So yeah, I think people use it like if they're under pressure or like deadlines and stuff like that. But I think true art, I think it has to come from like a deep within you. I'm kidding. I get very deep.
No, that's cool. When I graduated high school, I was going to be a journalism major when I started college, and then my advisor was like, "You're never gonna make any money writing, dude. What's wrong with you?" It's like, why don't you pick something you're gonna have a job forever in? He's like accounting or some shit like that. So now I was an accountant for 10 years and fucking hated it. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I could always be an accountant. I can always be miserable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want a lifetime of misery?
So I just started building stuff with my hands. I install cabinets now, which is just where I can make the most money.
Good to know.
But yeah, anything interior woodwork. I got a pretty nice website.
That's good to know. Yeah, I started out in the corporate world too. I studied communications and theater, so I wanted to do theater, but then I'm like, I have to be practical. And then I got into corporate communications, and I hated it. I was in the cubicle world, you know, like
that sucks.
And all the bullshit language, and
I couldn't stand sitting on my ass for 60 hours a week, just like eating bad food. Staring at two screens all day, you know what I mean? It's just like,
and living for vacation and Fridays.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just want to enjoy every day.
Yeah, no, that's never again.
It's
Never
a
again.
trade-off.
I don't even do my family's taxes anymore.
Yeah. I feel
No,
like
if they ask, I'll do it.
I mean, I wish I could do. At least you have that skill, though. Like, I'm not a math
It does
person.
come in handy. I mean, you know, it's funny because the only two forms of like any kind of math that's applied in business or like in a job is like I've had both those jobs.
Yeah.
It's like a trim carpenter,
Yeah.
which is just all geometry,
Yeah.
and then accounting, which is
Yeah.
just equations,
Yeah.
just making stuff balance.
That's good. I always feel like it's unfair that we have to do taxes. Not that we have to pay taxes, but that we have to do them, like file them, because it's like not everyone's good at that. Like it'd be like if like it's easy for me to write an essay, but if you asked every single citizen to write an essay about their life, like once a year, that would be like so painful. Or ask them
That would be rough.
write
Just to
a
do
song,
it, just to do
you know?
an inventory of everything that you got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
that
like, why should we have
it's
to do
a
a
wild
comic
thing to
once
think
a
of.
year? I know.
It's wild, especially when they're taking all that tax money and putting it into black programs. It disappears. There's trillions and trillions of dollars we don't know where it went to.
Where it goes. You just know you have to
We got
do it
like
or you're gonna get in big
we got some
trouble.
sick helicopters. I heard though.
Mm-mm.
I was listening to the interview of and there's like 5 of these guys that claim that they're the guy that killed Bin Laden. I don't know if you've ever seen any of these interviews. They're like on Sean Ryan and Trigonometry, like a couple of these other podcasts. Well, this dude is talking about these helicopters. We have stealth helicopters, and they crashed one in the front yard when they were going to get Bin Laden. Like crashed right in his front yard, and they still didn't know that they were there because it's so stealth and quiet.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
insane. But
That's pretty insane.
I guess we have invisible, quiet helicopters.
Well, that's where the money's going.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Interesting.
I've been there. So, yeah, that's bad. Oh, you ever watch like America's Got Talent, stuff like that?
Yeah.
I don't really watch
I
stuff
haven't
like
watched
that,
it
but
recently.
sometimes like my son, like a couple phones, and he'll use one of them to like go through YouTube. So
Yeah.
my algorithm on the one phone is so wild because it's like stuff that 8-year-olds are into, and then like conspiracy theories and stuff. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'm just like rolling through, and I'm just like, oh, this is obviously here because he likes something. But this is
Hey,
Hello,
how you doing?
I'm alright, thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Teddy.
What is your age?
I'm 8.
What are you going to be showing us today?
We'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
Now, Simon, I've got 2 drinks here, champagne and fizzy orange. That's for you.
Alright, I'll take that.
Chili, that's for you, KSI.
Okay. Wow.
Can you shake the bottle for me, Simon? Harder. More! Harder!
Hey!
Stop. Can you open the bottle for me, Simon? Aim it at Amanda.
This.
Watch.
it's pretty good.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's not bad.
Have you seen any of the comedians on there?
Yeah, I actually, I'm friends with one of them,
Oh yeah.
Lace Larrabee. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She was on AGT. She's based out of Atlanta.
Okay.
I met her when she was at McCurdy's,
Oh.
and then I don't know. I think I got just like one person that I took a picture with and actually put it online.
Yeah.
I thought she was pretty funny.
I have to look her up. So how far did she get?
What?
Did she win? How far?
I think she was in the final. She didn't win,
Okay.
but she did good enough to where she had like 3 different performances on there.
Did that
And she
kind of
did-
kickstart her career?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure she was doing comedy for a while before that, because I think she was already signed to like 800 Pound Gorilla, which is like another like comedy promotion team that sets up shows and then promotes your videos on YouTube and shit, from what I understand. But so I think that's where I saw her first.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was cool.
Yeah, there aren't really like. Did you ever watch Last Comic Standing? I never did because I wasn't living here at the time. But there isn't really anything like that now. Like there's no like big comedy competition. Like
I mean,
the UK still has stuff like that. But
I think the closest thing is Kill Tony, which is sort of kind of a competition, but it's really not. I mean, it's
Kill Tony.
It's how do I describe this? So it started out, it wasn't as big. Now it's huge. Now they have I think they run it in Joe Rogan's comedy club in Austin. But Tony Hinchcliffe is the main person to his show, and he has like 2 more comedians come on with him. Then they have like a bucket where all these people try to go up and do 1 minute. You get 1 minute, and then you get judged by the judges, and then they'll either give you a chance to move on or keep coming back, or you get fucking booed off the stage. But yeah, there's tons of, that's like,
that sounds brutal.
But there's a bunch of comedians that have literally like made a career off of the 1 minute.
1 minute?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like David Lucas, there's a bunch of them, man. But yeah, they so it's really hard to get on. Like, I don't know, do you know Michael Jokums? He's a guy from he's at McCurdy's a lot. But he just went down to Austin. He was there for a couple months and came back. I guess he couldn't, like, he was waiting to get on there the whole time. Couldn't get on.
Wow.
I think there's another guy down there, Mikey Stevens. He's from McCurdy's. He used to be the one of the hosts with Johnny. But
Oh yeah. What's his name?
Mike Stevens.
Oh yeah, I saw him the other night. He's funny. Red hair.
Curly hair.
Yeah, he was there last Thursday.
What was I doing last Thursday? I don't know if I had something Thursday.
Was it really small?
I was at Side Splitters Thursday.
Very small.
Yeah, Jacob and I went to Side Splitters, Wesley Chapel on Thursday.
Okay.
That was good. That was a good room, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone up there and done that? It's a lot easier to get up in there than it is at McCurdy's, because they have it 3 nights a week and they do 20 comedians each night.
Oh, nice. Where's that? Tell me again.
Just go to Side Splitters, their website, and then you can you just email and say, hey, I want to get on your next open mic, and then they'll be like, all right, we have this one or this one.
Wesley Chapel?
Wesley Chapel and Tampa. They have 2 locations.
Cool.
So they'll break you in at Wesley Chapel, and then if you're funny, they'll let you start going to the Tampa location.
Okay. Good to know. I'm doing the Bassani's open mic competition on July 8th.
I did that
I think it's round
2 months ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
How'd you do?
I didn't place. I had Tommy D was there with me that night.
Okay.
Zach Gallo was there. Sean Meikle.
Oh yeah. Sean was at Peculiar Pub.
And then the guy that won McCurdy's contest, Jason.
Yeah.
He was there that night. I was up against a bunch of killers, dude.
Tough.
Yeah. I think they said I placed 4th, but
They sent 3 through, right?
Jason, Sean, and Zach. So yeah, I thought Zach was the funniest one. He was actually one. That was probably the first podcast that I had like a guest on.
Yeah.
That I was like, okay, that was a good one. But he was a great guest. He's another. He just moved down here from New York. He lives in like the Venice, Port Charlotte area, down there. So he works a lot of those mics down there. But he came up to Casey's one that we had at Charlie Foxtrot, which I guess that's probably more of his area, anyways. I think it's Port Charlotte. I just all that stuff down there. Like once you get past Sarasota and you're not in Naples yet, it's like pretty much all of it looks the same to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure it does up here too to everyone else, but
yeah, I'm doing Punta Gorda in October too. The Sheraton at Library Club, I think it's called.
I don't know about that one. I'm doing a roast on Tuesday.
Ooh, for who?
His name's Dr. Seth.
Okay, I actually have a Dr. Seth, but I don't think he's a comedian.
No, well, I wrote all these jokes because I don't know the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I got picked by this dude who ran this comedy contest.
It is my doctor.
At the Zoo Club. Have you ever been to the Zoo Club? It's in St. Pete. They do like King of the Ring comedy contest there. I went to that one the first week, finaled, went to the next one, and it was just like a huge debacle, man. Like they tried to make Marty go up there and do like another minute after he clearly beat one of their comedians. So yeah, I figured out in the second performance that they have 4 touring comedians that go with that, and one of them always wins. So it's not a contest.
Aww.
It's literally a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we figured that out like immediately during the second one, and so that it didn't end well, but the dude was still like, wants us to come perform at his stuff. I'm like, dude, you're running bullshit. Like these aren't, you know what I mean? If you would have said beforehand, like, this is just for exposure, it's not a real, you know what I mean? Like, anyways, I think I've told that the actual story on the podcast twice, and both times it just makes me flip out. It was just a shitty situation the way that they ran it.
Do they listen to the podcast?
Probably. Joe probably does. But Joe and I are cool. Like, he knows, But so I wrote all these jokes the other day about this dude, the doctor, you know what I mean? I'm like looking on his Facebook, I'm like fucking cyber stalking this guy. Can't figure out anything about him. I just know he has a nice boat and a hot wife, dude. So I'm like writing jokes about that, And then finally I'm like, man, I'm just going to have to message this guy and be like, hey, dude, I need to know some stuff about you.
Yeah, I would have thought that you'd have to actually know the person.
I'm like, what kind of doctor are you? And he's like, oh, I'm not a doctor. I owned a bunch of pizza places. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? Scrapped an hour with him. Yeah, it's funny. So I'll have to readdress that.
That must be interesting. How mean are you going to get?
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to go first. I just want someone else to set the tone, and then you can kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
But
I guess you could kind of use like general jokes. I mean, about anything.
Yeah, everything I wrote was pretty generic. I mean, just, but yeah, I mean, after knowing he's not a doctor now, it's kind of funny because, like, my middle name is Seth, so I have 2 super Jewish names, or Amish, depending on which way you look at it. I think, but so it's Levi Seth, and like that guy's name is Seth. I thought he was a doctor. I was like, obviously, we're both getting mistaken for being Jewish a lot. You know what I mean? Just, but I don't even know now. I have to figure it out. I was just skimming what he wrote me, and I was like, what? Pizza places? And I just got so mad. I'm going back to watching these fireworks.
He's a PhD in pizzas.
Yeah, we were at the fireworks downtown Bradenton. I was trying to write jokes during the fireworks.
It was not a good day for fireworks. It was like so rainy.
Yeah, I mean, it actually, for that little window right there, it was nice because it rained all day, so it wasn't super hot. The sun didn't get a chance to come out and evaporate that right off the ground. Yeah. And there's the spot that we were at downtown. You could see 5 different sets of fireworks going off because like you can almost see like St. Pete in the distance. But you have like the big ones that are downtown Bradenton, and then at Regatta Point, like right across the bridge, and then other ones somewhere in like Ellington or Palmetto in that area, and then just another. I don't know if there's just people that had a bunch of money just popping them up. But so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, ours weren't too loud. I live in Lakewood Ranch, and we didn't hear them too bad. Like,
did you like Waterside? That part? Or?
No, we're on the Manatee County side.
I work over there all the time. Yeah, I usually work off the rain.
Yeah.
In one of some aspect, but it's always like out there. Right now, I'm doing a lot in Wild Blue.
Oh yeah, that's the new part of Lorraine.
Yeah, just on the. It's where they build all that new stuff. They put the
so
Aldi and the Ruth Chris and all that stuff out there.
Work out there. So many new homes.
Non-stop for like the last 7 years.
It's so funny because I play
building
tennis.
houses on the strange swampland out there.
Yeah, I've seen wild boars out there.
Oh yeah, the wildlife out there is nuts.
Yeah,
I've seen everything from river otters to 11-foot pythons. Like,
oh my god, I don't want to see a python.
I saw. This was actually this was the 4th of July 4 years ago. Yeah, Jet was. I think he was 4, about to be 5, and we were at Jiggs Landing. You know where that's at? It's off 70. It's like a fishing camp, but it's like sort of east. It's like Caruso Road. You know where that's at? It's like right before you get to the if you're going down 70, it's right before you get to the interstate.
Okay, I never.
Yeah, like on the right side, you turn right, you go back there. There's it's like on a corner. The road bends, and it's like a fishing camp. You have like a boat, a boat launch, and then they have like a little tiki bar and a stage. I used to do comedy there every Monday before we started doing Big Top. We were there 4th of July, and I didn't know this either, but that's like Manatee County's fresh water supply, that little water that's in there.
Okay.
And so we were shooting fireworks off, and like the police, like the what are they? The wildlife, the FWL guys showed up and were like, "You can't shoot fireworks here." And it's like freshwater supply. He's cool about it, like explained it. And I was like, "That's just wild," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we were just hanging out. We were all fishing, and it was just starting to get dark.
Yeah.
And you could see like this rustling because there's like this little tiny island. It's probably 15 feet off of the shore wall that they have built up, seawall, and you can see some shit rustling through there. And so we're all like looking, and then you see like this python roll up. And then you're like, it's wrapped around something, and then it's an alligator. You see the alligator shake it off and actually get the python behind the neck and just. It's the only time I think I've ever seen the alligator win those fights. They lose those fights, and then the python kills itself trying to eat the alligator, which is just a wild fucking,
Well, I'm glad I didn't know
nature
any of the
thing.
places you mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, my girlfriend is like, wants to go. She's like, every time we're out doing something, she's like, maybe we'll see river otters. I'm like, you don't want to see river otters. They will rip your face off. Like,
are you serious?
Yeah, they open oysters with their bare hands. They literally just have. You haven't seen? There was a lady. It was right here in Lakewood Ranch, and it was right there by Fort Hamer. Do you know?
Oh, the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little park right there.
Yeah.
It was right there. She was just canoeing up the Little Manatee River right there. River otter came up on the back of her kayak and just whoosh, ripped her face off. Essentially.
I thought otters were cute.
No, they're highly aggressive.
Wow. Okay, that's good to know.
They're literally. I'm more afraid of river otters than I am anything.
Wow.
You know, like there's ways to avoid getting bit by a shark, alligators, a river otter. If it wants to do something to you, it's just too fast and too ferocious. You're not going to be able to deal with it.
That is the first time in my life I've heard that.
Yeah. Look it up. Like literally every time my girlfriend says I have to pull up videos, I'm like, watch this one. She's like, that one had to have been rabid or something. I'm like, no, that's just how they are.
River otters. There should be like a horror movie made about river otters.
Oh, for sure. And they look so unassuming because they'll like float on their backs. With their arms up.
I know.
It's like, come here, kitty.
Oh, God.
So wild.
Oh, don't try to feed one.
Let's see what else I curated
So if
for
I
us.
ever need new cabinets.
Yeah, 100%.
Mine are like really bad. Mine need to be painted. I'm like not a house person at all.
I'll tell you what,
I'm
it's
not,
impossible
like,
to match the finish that they put on cabinets inside of a shop. Yeah, you can't replicate that.
They're just white. I mean, so I think somebody painted over them.
Yeah.
White.
I put so many white cabinets in, especially all these new houses. They're like 5,000 square foot living space, 5,000. Yeah, just everything white. Like, how do you live in here? Do you know what I mean? Are you guys wearing gloves at all times? Like, what?
They're retired.
You can't do anything. Yeah, you just sit there and look at it.
Yeah, I know.
Look at it and wipe it off.
Yeah.
Look at it and wipe it off.
No, ours is a totally like lived-in house. It's like we're surrounded by houses like that. Like everyone else has like a model home. Ours is like we're like one of the few families on our street with kids.
I'm probably gonna buy a house in 2 or 3 years. I'm waiting. The market's gonna bottom out again.
Yeah.
It's just.
It always.
I know. I'll get like the first inclination of it because I'll know when work slows way down.
That's a good point.
But dude, we're so busy now.
How do you advertise?
Don't have to.
You don't have to. Just word of mouth. That's very cool.
Well, right now I have like a contract with stock. So there's 3 guys and they're building, 5 houses at a time. Every 2 weeks they're dropping a new one. So between the 3, it's just every time I get done with one, there's another one there, another one there. And I'm turning down. So that's ideally where you want to be if you're doing what I do is have the ability to turn down jobs.
Yeah. That's a good place to be.
It's a lot better than looking for them. I'll tell you that. It's because you start to get nervous.
And this place, people are and country club. I'm like Lakewood Ranch and like all those country club areas. They're building like crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. I think the last census, Sarasota County had 17,000 millionaires inside the county.
Wow.
It's got to be more by now. I mean, at one point there was 10,000 people moving to Florida a day, like legitimately moving, not like immigrating. Or
COVID times.
It's slowed way down now, but yeah, I mean, especially back then, that's sort of what sparked it off. Which I was lucky. Like I didn't lose work at all. Like I just kept rolling right through COVID. And a lot of it was the work that I was doing, and a lot of it is where we're at. You know what I mean? Like my aunt would come down here from New York, and she would just like every chance she would get, just so she could come down and like not have to wear a mask. You know? She's like, they're Nazis about the masks up there, man. She's fun though. She's like an old hippie who followed the Grateful Dead around for a long time, and she worked as like a nurse on a Indian reservation and shit. We go play golf. She like eats acid while we're playing golf. She's wild. She's cool though. Her and her husband never had any kids, so they just get to travel and
stayed kids.
Yeah.
They stayed kids themselves.
She's like, man, we got kicked out of the Van Gogh Museum because we were both tripping too hard. I'm like, you guys are 60 years old. What are you doing?
Like, you're not supposed to.
And then I'm like, well, actually, next time you go to Amsterdam, just let me know.
Yeah.
She's cool. She, her and my grandma they lived down. Both sides of my family are from here.
Yeah.
Like, my mom met my dad working at an Italian restaurant here.
Which one?
Zorba's? It's not there anymore. It was.
I think I remember that. Because I've been coming down here since the mid-70s.
It was Cortez Plaza, like where Burlington Coat Factory is.
I think I remember seeing like ads for it.
Yeah. But she was married. She didn't tell my dad she was married. And her husband was in the Army. He was also from here. And he's stationed in Fort Knox. So my dad got my mom pregnant, thinking like, oh, this is like my chick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then so she got pregnant, freaked out, and ran back to Kentucky to sort of like play it off like it was this guy's baby, dude. You know what I mean? And then has the baby and then takes off again, like runs up to Michigan with like some peculiar section of our family that lived up there, and like had to restart because back then you could do that without the internet. Without the internet, you could just move 20 miles up the road and start a new family if you needed to. You know what I mean? Never see anybody again.
True. Yeah, that's so true.
But now it's like, yeah. So that's like a wild story.
That is amazing. It must happen all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
the kid. The problem is that the two dads look nothing alike.
oh, that's what's wild is I look just like my dad, and I didn't even met him until I was like 10 years old, 9 or 10. But I still like acted just like him, like same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just genetics. Wow. It's so wild, but.
So she stayed married to her first husband.
No, they got
divorced.
They got divorced. Yes, I think my mom was married 5 times altogether.
Wow. That's like movie star.
It's all fucking losers. One dude.
Did she ever get it right?
No, unfortunately not. The best guy that she was ever with was my dad, 100%. And then from there, it just got progressively worse, like anti-affluence. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit worse. Defluence. I don't know what the other.
So what happened with your parents? Why did they split up?
Well, mainly because my dad, he was in the Navy at the time also, and he was just on leave, and he was working at my Uncle Jim's restaurant. He was the manager of it. He was the cook. So when he figured out she was pregnant and dipped off, he went AWOL from the Navy to try and find her. Ended up going to Navy, the brig or whatever, for an extended period of time, which then he learned how to cook. He became like a chef in the Navy or whatever.
Yeah.
He taught me how to cook, which is
that's nice.
how you know what I mean? So it worked. I mean, like
another good skill. Accounting, cabinet making.
I could live off the grid if I needed to. I just can't. I can't live without TikTok. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, my dad is but he could have been like an Olympic diver. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he like passed all this shit up.
Yeah.
Just because my mom was like, so I don't know, man. It's just the other thing is like, it's one of those things where I don't know the exact history. My mom's never told me the exact story. My dad's never told me the exact story. I've literally pieced this story together from what everyone involved in it's willing to tell me. Like there was a time where, and the guy still lives here in Bradenton. Like he lives off 26th Street in Cortez. Like I know where his house is. Dude.
Wow.
The guy, he's still on my birth certificate as my father. That's why my last name is Johnson. It should be Dimitrov. It's pretty wild, but I don't know where I was going with that.
I think I asked you why they split up.
Oh yeah, well they split up because she left with the deception, and he ended up getting caught and going back to Navy prison, and then like couldn't find me. So the only reason I met him is because at 9 years old I finally figured out. Hey, what's up, man?
What's good, y'all?
What's going on?
Hey, Sylvia.
Oh, I'm balls deep in the middle of a story, but
all right, finish the story.
So my dad figures out, that my mom had deceived him. He went looking. He ended up getting arrested and going to the Navy jail. Right? Could never find me. So the whole time, for 10 years, he's looking for me. Couldn't find me. It was like my mom was hiding me. And then I got old enough and I was like, look, none of these fucking losers that you've been married to are my dad. Like, I know what a dad is now. I'm like, who's my dad? Which one is it? And so she fucking reached out, contacted. I don't even know how she got in contact with him. But I think my grandma still lived in the same house down here or something in this house. But then, like, two weeks later, my dad was there for my birthday party, which is, wow, 9th or 10th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, they split up because my mom was just a liar and a whore, essentially.
Is she still alive?
No, she passed away.
So you can talk about it.
I mean, dude, she was a great mom. She's a horrible person, but a great mom. You know what I mean? It's just, she was also like, she went to prison for cooking meth twice. Like, she had demons, which a lot of them, like, I lived with those demons too for a long time.
Well, addiction is genetic. My mom is sober. I definitely struggle with drug stuff. It's like it runs in. Yeah. I wish it skipped a generation.
But it doesn't, dude. It doesn't.
It does not. It does not, in fact.
If anything, it almost like ramps up.
Yeah.
Well, like the drugs change with each generation, right? It's always
that too.
That is the other thing.
Sometimes it's alcohol, sometimes it's...
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It definitely is some kind of like a gene that gets passed down.
It's like an addiction gene.
And I mean, that's even like if you look at the basis of the 12-step programs, all they do is get you addicted to something that's positive.
It's a positive addiction.
Yeah, you're replacing it with something positive.
But you can't fight it. It's just that's how you're wired.
Like I wish I was obsessive about like health or fitness or something.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's
dude, can I get addicted to avocado toast and running every morning? How do you do that? Instead, it's weed pens and Svedka all day, dude.
Fitness is the
Yeah. He's great. Yeah, I held him today, and that was pretty magical. And yeah, Zion's he's a great kid.
You have a dude? You have a baby?
No,
I have a
he's an uncle now.
I'm an uncle. Yeah, very excited. Very proud uncle. Thank you guys.
The newborn babies are so cute.
Yeah.
Thank God,
Incredible.
I literally have to like almost hit her with bear repellent when she goes near a baby, dude. She's
and then like the rest of the night. Levi, how soon after she sees the baby does she go, "Can we have one?"
Dude, it's like she can smell the baby before she sees it. You can see her like, there's a baby around here.
Reminder of all the sleepless
There's
nights.
a baby around here. No, she's my girlfriend's never had a baby. She's like 11 years younger than me. I'll be like 44 this year.
Oh, she's not the mother of...
No. But her
She
clock,
wanted me.
her clock is
ticking.
pretty loud. Ticking
How
pretty
old
loud.
is she?
She'll be 33.
Okay. Yeah, that's around the time it starts to...
Oh yeah. And then like as much as you can love a stepchild, it never can actually feel like that void in a woman. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think in a man it's different.
Yeah.
But like a woman, you have like this attachment from actually that thing coming out of you had the baby inside you.
Yeah.
It's like a different connection that a mother has with the babies.
Yeah.
But as like a role model, I think a dude is, and it's because I think guys are wired different, but it's way easier for a dude to actually be like, okay, I'm okay with being the stepdad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case with women because you have like the maternal thing. Like that's literally your superpower is being able to give birth, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because I've had one, so I don't know how I would feel if I hadn't, Know that it was like, it was like saying to me, something was saying to me like, yeah, it's time.
What's like, when I talk to, I even know that this argument's not going to work, but I'm like, look, what? We just love my son. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we already have one. We
yeah.
don't need one. Like, I know
it's not the same. Yeah. And Jet's great. It's not even about like he's a great son, but it's just like it's different. Your own kid.
Yeah.
He'll be able to babysit for you.
That is too. But
That's like
it's
how my
no.
sister
It's
grew up.
literally like you remember playing video games that didn't have memory cards.
Oh yeah.
And if you died, you'd have to start all over from the beginning.
That'd
That's
be
literally what
crazy.
having a kid when you have a 10-year-old is like you're starting all over again. Now I'm an 18-year sentence again. Like I just doubled my
Yeah.
sentence.
Now you just
It's like
said,
committing a crime in prison. I know.
Miss him when he goes away.
I will.
Mm.
But then he'll be able to pick me up from the bar and stuff. He'll be 18.
Well, that's so nice when they drive and they can be your designated driver.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, I'm thinking about that as more. There's some selfish
There are some
motivations
perks.
there.
There are some perks.
Yeah.
Just gotta raise him right.
Yeah.
You said you had kids,
keeping
right,
him close,
Sylvia?
keeping him close.
Seems like a really sweet
He's gonna take care of me.
kid.
What'd you say? Sorry.
How many kids do you have, Sylvia?
One. He's 18.
Just one? Okay.
Yeah, he's 18.
Hell yeah.
He was my project.
Yeah.
Because I can only focus on one thing at a time.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now
It's
you
hard
go
to do
full-time
more than
comedy because he's
the hardest thing.
Does he still live at home or is
He does, but he's like, Mom, you can travel as much as you want. Like even last year when he was still a senior, he was like, you can travel.
Of course, dude.
Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Like please go out of town
My girlfriend.
every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember-
understanding the job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even have my license in high school. Like I never got my license until I was 18. So there was like situations when I was like even a senior getting like dropped off at high school with my dad and my little brother. But I was a senior, my little brother was a freshman, my little brother was in 8th grade. But we had a party at our house and all of our girlfriends came over. We had like the open door policy in the room, you know what I mean? So the youngest brother got caught in his room with the door closed, right? And they weren't even in the room. They had crawled out on the roof because he had like this little spot where he could crawl out on the roof and hide between the two eaves and no one could see what he was doing. And so the next day when we're on the way to school, my dad's like, "Bro, what's up? Why'd you have the door closed?" And he's like, "Nothing." He's like, "You weren't doing anything?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "What are you, gay?" Just a total left turn, like a total curveball from my dad. Like we were all like, "Get it, dude." He's
That's like a Mortal Kombat finisher move. Like, what are you, gay? Fatality.
Or no, like that's the fire in the boot. Perfect. Remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah, I love that. Perfect. That's awesome.
You want to watch a video? I saved a couple of them for you.
I like this.
All right, good.
Like
My girlfriend
Let's run a
is
couple.
She's obsessed with the straws.
I love this. I want to buy one.
All right.
Grandpa, what's dark humor?
You see that guy over there with no arms? Go tell him to clap.
Jesus.
But Grandpa, I'm blind.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. We got one more. Let's.
You haven't seen this?
That's him.
I want you to look at our country today. That men have ran, and look at how shit it is.
We're the strongest superpower in the world. What?
No, we're not.
Yeah, we
No,
are.
we're not.
Yeah, we are.
You know, countries are warning their people to stay away from us
What?
because of how shitty we are.
Do you realize people try to come here illegally every single day?
I'm an immigrant.
Where did she immigrate from? Retardistan? Holy.
Oh, shit. Wah, 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 wah. Jesus Christ. From downtown. He's heating up. Jesus Christ.
We need to get some of those NBA Jam
Just some
sound
savage.
bites. Just the sound bites.
Have you seen that video of Jordan? Like, it looks like he's going in to block a guy, and then he just smacks him in the fucking head and then knees him right after. It's just like the dirtiest block ever.
No, but
I'll find it. It's so good.
His NBA was a different that
It
was
was
basically
awesome.
football, dude. It was football without pads back then. And
Yeah.
now it's
Oh,
not,
especially.
it's soccer, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're faking
Now
it. Back in the
everybody's
day,
out.
like, when the Bulls would go against the Pistons, like, they would fight each other at halftime.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was like a regular thing, dude.
Yeah.
Bill Lambier. I'm
Hell,
pretty sure.
oh, my God.
He'd be
Yeah,
dropping
Isaiah
N-bombs
Thomas, all
and just
those
having
dudes.
like all of his Detroit black friends on his team, still just being like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
tell him,
it's-
bro."
Oh man, and Karl Malone just making Dennis Rodman look small. Just knowing you're bullying Dennis Rodman, like
You know, Dennis Rodman's
crazy.
a wild dude right there, man.
Yeah, oh my God. Shout out to him for bagging Carmen Electra and Madonna in the same decade.
I mean,
That is game we will never have access to.
He's the only guy that's done, and then had a conversation with Kim Jong Un, dude. Like, you know, it's like boys with him.
He's actually the world's most
His
interesting
blunt
man.
rotation is wild, dude. Dennis Rodman's blunt rotation is wild, dude.
That's true. It is. Who do we send to Iran? Who's like the Rodman of Iran that we can tell them to just chill?
I don't know, Constantine, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, send Luca over there. You can be like, guys, this is bad.
Luka could probably get something done. Maybe the Joker, dude. Maybe Jokic.
Oh, hell yeah. That would work, yeah.
He's Slavic. He could
Yeah,
work
that
both ends of it,
transfer.
you know?
Yeah. I think the Russians get along with them. That might work.
Are you a sports fan at all, Sylvia?
No.
Okay, sorry. So we're just speaking Greek there.
I know. I'm just.
It's cool. Jacob isn't really a sports fan either, but
This is the first time I've known more about sports than someone on the pod, so this is pretty cool.
I'm glad I made you feel better.
dude. So what are you doing? You're hiding a body down there below the hotel, or where are you at?
The family's eating dinner, so I'm in the basement like Anne Frank, and just she's in the attic, but it's cool. I'm just chilling. Everybody is just eating slowly, and I just ate quickly. I've been hanging out all day here, so I was just like, they're eating anyway. I'm not gonna miss anything.
Nice.
We had Chinese food, pretty good shit.
Lindsay's mom brought me some fried rice last night, actually.
What are you gonna?
Hell yeah! It's hard to find good Chinese in
I
Florida.
have a pork loin in there that I've been cooking for a couple hours, but I got some New York strips laid out. Some
Oh my gosh!
one on the cob, bro. You know how we do it.
Yeah, dude. Dude, we cooked it up good at my place last week. Chicken thighs, steaks. That was yummy. Levi cooked all of it though. I was like starting it up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna."
Yeah, you just probably just leave. Get the fuck out.
It would have been fine. He just made it like a lot better.
No, yeah, I know. I wasn't that. I didn't clarify what I needed you to do that well either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get up and fix it. It's my fault, dude. It's
No,
sort of
it's
your fault, but it was my fault.
Well, I should have just had a recipe.
Well, you know, we did dabs for like 20 minutes before that, and then I was like
That's
literally like mouth open, dead asleep, and I was like, I gotta get up and cook. Just
Yeah.
weird awake.
Sylvia, do you cook? Do you like to cook?
I do. Yeah. Well, I don't like to cook, but I do cook.
What's like your favorite thing or thing you're best at?
I think my favorite thing to make is like spaghetti bolognese.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I can make that. Like I've made that. So
Make it all from scratch.
Yeah.
Wow.
We don't.
All right, so
since our son like hangs out with his girlfriend now, we used to eat together like every night, and now
I gotta ask you because this is the main thing I get in arguments about the bolognese is do you use sugar or not?
Yes.
Okay, you gotta use the sugar.
Little teaspoon.
You gotta use.
Wow.
Italian
It's the secret. It's the secret.
Yeah, I heard it from an Italian, and they're like, she's like, I shouldn't tell you this. It's the secret. But it does make a difference.
Don't tell anybody, or we'll have to kill you.
It's
Put a
still
little bit of
the
sugar
only
in
time that I take white devil sugar is when I'm making
Me
bolognese.
too. I don't put it in my coffee
Yeah,
anymore.
I had to stop drinking coffee because I realized I don't like coffee. I like warm milkshakes.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just like sugar. I don't like, you know what I mean? I don't need the caffeine.
I
just stopped drinking coffee altogether. I'll drink like unsweet tea.
I love coffee. You guys are tripping.
Dude, I drank coffee for probably 30 years.
Oh man.
Ever since I can remember having pubes, I've been drinking coffee.
I've been drinking coffee longer than that. I've been drinking coffee. My mom used to give me coffee when I was like 7.
Wow.
Cup because she was Brazilian, so she would give me like
Oh.
coffee and milk with sugar.
Brazilian
Wow.
coffee is good too.
So good. And
Oh my gosh.
My older sister's like, you're weird. Like, how can you stand that? I'm like, I loved it.
Do you ever go to any of
She also
the
gave me beer.
hole in the wall like Cuban places around here?
I mean, I haven't.
There's a
been
couple. There's a
to-
great one that's right off 15th Street East. That's over there next to Papa Joe's, but they have this coffee. Insane, dude. I don't know what
It's so good.
how they do it, what
It's
they
so
put in
good
it.
down there. Like any street corner would love.
but
Yeah.
there's got to be drugs in it. There has to be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My mom never told
Are you
me
making
so.
that from coffee beans or coca beans? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Same source.
it's true. Yeah, it's good shit.
85% of civilized the civilized population is addicted to caffeine of some sort.
I believe it. I'm addicted. I need it.
I don't fuck with any caffeine at all, really. No, I don't even think there's
Really?
that much in that tea. I don't drink that much of it, but
It doesn't even. I have it black now, and it's like.
I think
I just
caffeine
need
is
it to start
caffeine is like
drinking.
mids to me, dude. It doesn't do nothing. Do you know what I mean?
It's just the idea of it. It's like it gets me through the day.
Now, if they start
Same.
making like Starbucks Adderall coffees, I'll try one of those. But
They do. Do you know about guava root?
yeah, I've heard
They've
about
got
this
this. Yeah,
liquid Adderall. Yeah,
yeah. That's
I've never
just like
tried it, but
It's so expensive.
I've heard about it.
it is. It is. Yeah, the Starbucks drinks are so expensive. Adderall prescription is probably cheaper, covered through insurance. Starbucks is they don't take insurance.
Starbucks should take insurance. That's
They
funny.
should start taking insurance.
That is funny.
That's
Starbucks is so
crazy.
expensive. They should take insurance.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
I can't even
that's
afford the
that could
copay
start
at
a bit.
Starbucks.
That could start a bit right there. That's,
Yeah. That would be a good sketch, actually. That'd
Starbucks
be a
is
good
so
long
expensive.
form.
They give eggs away free there.
Yeah, here's your complimentary eggs while you wait for our really expensive coffee.
No, you cannot use the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember
A trans
the
woman
racist
is
bathroom
busy
thing?
using both of them.
In the middle of COVID, the racist bathroom thing. I think that one was in Philadelphia.
Really?
It's a Starbucks.
They were like,
The black guy used the bathroom.
I mean, it's tough because it's like, I get it, you have to run a business, but how come all the people they pick on at Starbucks is always black guys? Like they asked those guys to leave, they told someone else not to use the
They
bathroom.
probably can tell that they're automatically uncomfortable, dude. Starbucks is a white person type thing, dude. You know, like
Yeah.
you stand in line, you give them this complicated fucking crazy order, you know, double
Yeah.
macchiato with skim milk, triple drip. With
This is a
hard-
Dunkin' Donuts podcast. You know, we're
You know what I mean?
proletariat.
Like, it is some white people shit.
Yeah.
And then just to be a regular black dude in there, and then you're just watching the behavior, and you're just like, I just have to take a dump, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm only here because I have to take a dump, and the smell of coffee is making it worse. And now
Mm.
listening to all of these white, I'm just confused, and I'm just gonna shit my pants. Can I just use the bathroom? Like, I can totally.
You guys remember the Trump thing? People would write Trump on cups instead of people's names. And Republicans would get so mad. Like, I'm not Trump. I'm Frank. You know? It's so dumb.
Was that COVID?
I think, yeah, it was like 2-3 years back. Yeah. People really just needed a laugh. You know?
He needed anything for entertainment. I started an online show during COVID.
Yeah.
During COVID, did you do anything like that? Did you do any like?
COVID, I started doing comedy during it. That really helped a lot. Doing it about the last 2 or 3 years, and I did improv before that, also during some of
You guys
COVID.
got done in common.
I love that. Improv's awesome. Yeah, it helps a ton with crowd work. It's the best.
Where do you do improv? Or where did you do it?
So not anymore, but when I lived in Cincinnati, before I moved down here a few years back, I was in an improv troupe and took some classes, did some performance. Improv for 2 years, and then Florida. There's more of a stand-up scene down here, and less of an improv scene. So I switched over to stand-up about 3 years back, and I like it more than improv. But
Where are you based? Are you in Sarasota?
I'm in Venice, Florida. Right now, I'm in DC just to see my nephew, but in general, I'm in Venice, Florida.
Okay. Yeah, I mean Sarasota has a lot of improv. Well, not a lot of improv, but it has like Florida Studio Theater. That's where I do it.
My son's mom, like you said, summer camp.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm actually teaching at summer camp.
I think Lindsay used to work there. I think too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing
Yeah.
piano at summer camp right now.
Oh, yeah, you can play the piano.
I can play the piano. Yeah.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man.
I'm a pianist.
Nice.
She's a pianist. I like pianists.
I'm a pianist.
Have you ever seen the movie The Pianist?
Yes.
Did you like
Yeah.
it? It's Adrian Brody, isn't it?
Yeah,
who's in that?
it was
Pretty
Who is like
fat.
the weirdest looking man? Like
he's like
it's
married to Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife.
Really?
Yeah, she's gorgeous. So I don't know what she was doing.
Wow.
I saw, dude. This hurts me to say this because I love Candace Owens so much. You know, Candace Owens.
Don't start a sentence with "I love Candace Owens."
You know it. You know I do, dude. It's my
No,
black
you
wife.
don't. You think
I
she's
love.
funny. You don't love
No,
her.
I would let Candace Owens pee on my face just to see where it came from, dude. Don't try me on how much I love Candace Owens, dude. But anyways, she thinks Harvey Weinstein's innocent.
She's a Harvey Weinstein
She just went
apologist.
and interviewed him in jail. I just watched it. She went and interviews him in prison. And she thinks that he's innocent, and the whole Me Too movement is fake. And I'm like, all right, god damn it, dude. Now I have to cut ties with Candace Owens.
Harvey Weinstein announces to Candace Owens that Me Too was actually a Jewish conspiracy.
Literally what she's saying.
That's
100%.
He's Jewish, though. No, that doesn't make sense. I'm Jewish. I'm just. I
Even
don't get
Holocaust
it.
deniers think Weinstein is guilty. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Whoa. We should make that illegal. I hate those people.
What, the deniers?
Yeah.
He did make good movies.
In Germany, it's illegal.
What?
They lock you up if you go, I'm a Nazi, I think the Holocaust didn't happen. They fucking arrest you. They should do that in more places.
The hate speech thing?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man. I think you
it's good.
I think you just punch those people in the face.
I mean, that works too.
I don't
Yeah.
think
But
you
like,
should put 'em in
people are
jail.
kind of sissies
I
in
think that
Europe.
really,
You know,
like,
they
then-
need the
then
law.
You're bordering on, now you're limiting speech, which is, you can't either, there's no way, you can't do like, okay.
But like, Levi, what
we're doing
European
free
is
speech,
going to
but
go,
accept some of this stuff.
fascism? I'm going to punch someone. They're
Well,
not
dude,
like manly punchers.
it's just
They're like
it's like that scene from fucking Talladega Nights, dude.
Yeah.
Where Sacha Baron Cohen comes in and he plays that gay ass song, and they all look at him.
And then he's great at fighting.
Yeah. So when you come out and you say crazy shit like I'm a Nazi and do stuff like that, then we all know who you are. We can identify you, and then it's easier to ignore you or punch you in the face.
It's interesting.
But otherwise,
I understand where
do
you're
you know
coming
what I mean?
from.
If
Yeah.
you can't say stuff like that, if you say, "Oh, you can't say it," then they're just gonna find out.
Then maybe it
covert
forces it
ways to
underground.
express themselves,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have to catch up to it. So I just think,
Yeah.
let everybody say whatever the fuck you want. Then we know where everybody's at.
It's a warning label.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you're gonna be that outright with, you know, the way that you feel about stuff, and it's that fucking crazy, I want to know about it up front. I don't want you to be able to hide behind, you know.
I've heard black people say similar things about people should just say the N-word. They're like, if you want to say it, say it. I want to know that you want to say that word. Like, fuck you. You know, it's interesting.
I know a lot of people.
I don't agree with it, but I get it.
I know more white people that get mad about the N-word than black people, and I know a ton of black people. I've fucking worked in a studio for 20
Levi's
years.
never met any black dudes. He's scared of them.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one. No, but literally, and I don't know if it's just like a Florida, Georgia type thing, but all the guys
Florida, Georgia line.
they're not worried about race, like on that level. You know what I mean? Like that's not what they're concerned about. They're concerned about child support, and no, I'm just joking.
I don't know. That's an interesting point that our economic issues more pressing than racial ones for certain communities. I don't know if you can generalize it, but it's an interesting
people
point.
saying the N-word without the hard R on it.
Uh-huh. Oh, there are bigger issues than the N-word. Yeah, like police brutality, systemic racism, for sure.
Yeah. You know? You're going to cancel me because I love Wu-Tang?
Can we circle back to Greta Thunberg?
Yes,
little
please.
update in her case. Yeah.
Oh, have you seen the newest shit where she quit Gaza and she joined the fucking Rainbow Army?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
also so I just wanted to say that she has refused to watch any footage of Hamas events like October 7th, the rapes they committed, the hostages they took, the massacres they committed, the babies they slaughtered. She won't look at any of the footage, but she is still pro-Hamas and anti-Israel. And it's like, how can you form a position without looking at the facts?
Dude, she just ended her speech with a fuck Israel.
Yeah, that
Did
was
you
the
see
other
that
thing
one?
I was going to say next. Yeah, it's like you
My
can be anti-Netanyahu, but it's like to be anti the whole country. I don't know. Why can't people just go, I'm anti-America then because I don't like Trump? You know? It's like, really? We're going to judge them? We do much greater acts of imperialism every fucking day. It's just sort of rich when white people will judge that.
It's not we though. You know what I mean? It's we, our government, but it's not the people that live here.
Sure. Yeah,
That's
and
why you
it's
can
just
never.
interesting.
Just saying "fuck Israel" is wild.
Yeah.
For someone who is like, shame on you for the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
Shame on you for advancing our society, and then she's like, "Fuck Israel." Like, what is? It just doesn't make any sense.
Pick a lane. Yeah.
Oh, she's all over the place, dude. She's going fucking northbound in the southbound lane.
How old is she now? I never expected her to grow up.
You can't tell because she has like that.
It's impossible to tell.
So she looks like she's 14 and 45 at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really frustrating to have to deal with stuff like that. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was Zohar Mamdani. Very worried about that guy. He is gonna raise taxes to like 70%. Hey, Jet.
Hi, Jacob.
He heard your voice.
What's up, my man?
You guys both have red hair today.
Heck yeah.
And it's both disheveled.
On the side.
Yes.
That's right.
It's on the outside now.
Cool.
That's the side it's supposed
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's supposed to go that way. It's the way I cut
Oh,
it.
dang.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right there. You're on 2 cameras at once, dude. All right.
Oh yeah, this is the big time. All right. So Zohar Mamdani, I'm worried about this guy. This is a guy who's refused to condemn Hamas.
Everybody who doesn't know who he is, tell him who he is.
Yeah, so he's running to be mayor of New York City. He just won the Democratic primary, and he's refused to condemn Hamas. He is anti-Israel, pro-Hamas, and he is running for mayor, and he might win. And he's going to raise taxes to 60% on the rich, which is just going to make them all move out.
Did you hear how much money Kanye donated to his campaign?
How much?
I'm just joking.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that would kind of make sense, though. Coalition of anti-Israel. Yeah, that's very funny.
Sorry, I saw when I had to take it. Dude.
I'm in work mode, Levi.
I know.
Don't joke around right now.
But
yeah,
this is the opening scene of Speed where you're setting up bombs.
Yeah. As long as it's not Saw. Look, there's one way to get out of here.
Going a little Dennis Hopper on us.
Yeah. What's he like? He's like, these cats you got to keep the speed up or this bus is going to explode. I don't know.
And then Keanu's
whoa, man. Whoa. Bombs aren't cool.
Not cool, bro.
Not radical.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves is funny, dude.
Never ate.
What kind of movies are you into, Sylvia? Give me a quick rundown. Top 3.
No, I'm afraid to tell you what movies I
Oh, come on.
Because they're all going to be like chick flicks.
That's okay.
I
like chick flicks.
A couple of mine are chick flicks.
They're like chick flicks or like sweeping romantic sagas.
What, like The Notebook? Every chick loves The Notebook. Okay. Oh, okay.
The Notebook, yeah. When Harry Met Sally, Moonstruck.
When Harry Met Sally's a comedy. I think that's a fucking comedy. To me,
it's funny.
Don't you think? It is a rom-com, but it's funnier than it is romantic to me.
Did you guys see Sleepless in Seattle? I like that one.
Yeah. Wasn't
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, like after my son was born, I didn't watch movies for like 5 years because we never had a babysitter. Like, our parents didn't live near us.
All right,
so I just never went anywhere. And then I started.
That's tough.
The only time I watched movies was on the plane.
Okay,
so the only time I had 2 hours to.
You had Sound of Music.
I don't want these things.
The Notebook. Just give me
you don't want this out there. This is private information.
I know.
This is what this podcast is about: is getting to know.
This has become a music podcast.
It's called Comedy Coroner for a reason. This is where you come to die. Okay. All these questions have a toe tag on the end of them. No. We want to know.
Yeah.
I told you. I like.
Okay. Disney.
The new
okay.
ones or the old ones?
The old ones.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
those
cool.
are better.
I fuck with that.
The old movies are always better than the new
Pre
ones.
Star Wars Disney, right?
I like musicals.
That's what we're saying. Pre Star Wars Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Have you used my bathroom yet?
I have not, but I was thinking
See,
about it.
your whole
So
opinion
I'm on my
about sharing
second
with me
water.
is going to change once you have to go in there and tinkle for a second.
This is my second large water, so.
I decorated that bathroom myself too, just so you know.
All right.
He does his own cabinets. He's pretty good at decorating.
Yeah, we covered that.
You've got your Indiana Jones behind you. So.
Yeah, that's, it's my
spirit animal.
Alter ego?
It's Indiana Jones WWE wrestling. You know what I mean? Like
Indiana Jones, John Cena is his spirit animal.
Yeah, he's got the belt right there. I was gonna put the gold chain that's behind you. Move your head just to the right real quick. See the gold chain hanging up?
Oh yeah, I did see that when I walked in. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was gonna have to cut it to put it on there, and I didn't want to face the Indiana Jones.
Is that his actual size, Harrison Ford? Like,
Oh,
if it is, he's.
I
he's
hope
really
so, dude.
Slim.
I'm just as tall as him.
Imagine him but even like broader shoulders. I imagine him.
I hope that's a lifestyle. I mean, he is like 80 years old now, so he's probably shrunk a little bit from when he was in Star Wars and actually.
You'd think they would give him a good cutout, and they wouldn't kind of short him on the
Dude,
cutout.
if you're 80, you can't get a better cutout. Look at that shit.
He's not 80 in that picture. But
That
I
dude
would
is
expect
every bit of
broader shoulders.
72, though. I'm saying, like, for real.
No.
Look, let's look it up. I need to know. Alexa, how old is Harrison Ford?
Jamie, pull that up.
I think she said 87. I don't know.
Mm.
Alexa, how old is Harrison Ford? 82. 82.
Whoa. That's sad.
Alexa, how old is Callista Flockhart?
60. So 22 years.
Damn, I didn't even think she was that old either, though. I thought she was 50. He was 72.
Yeah, she was.
Mm.
The last 10 years went by real fast, dude.
Yeah.
You met like a really famous person. Like who's the most famous person? You met?
Nick Saban, probably.
Okay. And what did you think of him? Like, was he small?
I was taller than him. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, because on camera, everybody seems like so
Big presence.
Yeah, I met Michael Douglas once.
I stayed at his house for Christmas.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Had dinner with him. Went to his last game as the coach of the Miami Dolphins. Was like field side with him. They inducted Dan Marino into the Hall of Fame there. It was fucking wild. Yeah. He lived across the canal in He lived in Fort Lauderdale. Lived across the canal from the head CEO of Taco Bell. They both had like competing infinity pools that just dropped off into the ocean, which I could never figure out.
You don't want to be
like, how is that?
You don't want to be in one of those during an earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just a dope setup. He had a copy of Madden on the PS5 like before it came out. We were playing it. It's fun. I was giving his son weed brownies. I hope I'm not telling secrets here.
Yeah, we can edit that out.
This is how I knew Nick Saban. My little brother went to college with Nick Saban's son. They were roommates in college. So they lived together.
Okay.
So his son invited us, the three of us,
I'll be
to
right
come
back.
for Christmas and go to the last game and hang out with him.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So my point was, is he smaller than you imagined?
Yes. Yeah, he's shorter than I am.
Yeah.
I'm
It's amazing.
5'7.5".
People meet me, like, not that I'm famous, but people meet me and they're like, you're so much shorter than I thought you would be. You know, and I'm like, because they see like my website and they see pictures of me.
Yeah, I'm bracing my son for. He is the youngest always because he has such a late birthday.
Yeah.
So he's like always the youngest one in his class.
Yeah.
But he's the smallest one too.
Yeah.
Like I just got done coaching flag football. He was on, for him. He wanted to play.
Yeah.
I ended up being the coach. He was the youngest and the smallest kid in the league, but like it was so intimidating for him that he wouldn't even play the first game. And it's flag football. There's no contact in it, but just like the kids were so big that he was scared. I finally got him. He played the second game. By the end of the season, the last regular season game, he scores a touchdown from literally the goal line, jukes everybody, and scores. I'm running down the field, like literally, like trying not to cry. Like, hey, let's go. He's like, Coach, you going for one or two? I'm like, what? Like lost in the moment.
And
then the next game he did like the same thing. You know what I mean? In the playoffs,
yeah.
we lost in the playoffs, but yeah, it was never been. Well, ever since I played sports, never had that feeling, and that feeling was almost better than anything I ever did in sports. Also, you know what I mean?
So cool.
Just the proud father thing is strong.
I mean, when your kid is happy or sad, it's like you feel it. Like,
oh yeah,
it's the worst thing when they're sad, and it's the best thing when they're
happy.
happy.
I mean, I think he got in that playoff game. He was going up for a 2-point conversion, and went up, and then got hit from behind and got swept. So he landed flat on his head, and you could hear it was like, boom. And so like all the coaching responsibilities literally left my head immediately, and I'm just running over there, and then my girlfriend even like runs across the field, you know. But like that, just like that feeling compared to like 10 minutes later when he scores that touchdown is like insane. You know what I mean? Just like the up and down, it's like making me cry.
Unlike Barbara Walters. Remember Barbara Walters?
Yes, of course.
She made everyone cry.
Barbara Walters was great. That was when you could trust journalists and the media.
Walter Cronkite.
Dan
when
Rather.
we just heard the news and it was just facts.
I say maybe the other most famous person I've ever met that I used to see a lot would be Michael Stipe.
Yeah.
And that goes back around to the broadcasters, but the lead singer of REM.
Yeah.
So I lived in Athens, Georgia for a long time. That's where I went to college. So he owns a restaurant called The Grit that's downtown Athens. And he would go in there. And the other thing that they would do is REM would play like the Georgia Theater, which is downtown Athens also. But they'd play it under like weird ass names. So, you know, if you ever saw anyone headlining the Georgia Theater on a weekend and you never heard of the band, it's REM or Widespread Panic or someone like that. You know what I mean? So I got to go to like a couple of these shows where it was like not precedented shows. It was only like people that were local would know about him, you know what I mean? But you'd see the guy walking down the street and just be like, hey, what's up, man? But then you'd see him, he'd be in the restaurant and stuff too. But it's like it's a vegan restaurant. So there was a period.
He must be a pretty slim guy.
He's so skinny, dude.
Yeah.
He's a green bean if you've seen one. Yeah, he's very skinny.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I met Michael Douglas. That was probably the most famous person I ever met.
How was he in person?
Very charming. He looked down my cleavage. He looked at my cleavage.
Oh, you got catcalled by him, or
That's a nice pair of breasts, Sylvia.
that's gotta
me,
be
Michael Douglas.
I was recently married, so it wasn't. I mean, I could have been.
Michael Douglas here. Couldn't help but admire your cleavage, Sylvia.
All right, so
That's exactly what he said.
he also said that Catherine Zeta-Jones gave him throat cancer for him eating her ass, dude.
That's such a wild take.
It is a wild take. That's
You
not my
can't
take.
just say that.
He said that.
Yeah, and then shortly after, she filed for divorce.
He said he had what is that? HPV in his throat from tongue in her beehole, dude.
Which it's like, even if that's true.
He didn't say it was her. He just said that.
Then he was cheating.
He had a lot of women before her.
Yeah.
How long does it take HPV to take act? Like, is it?
He divorced.
Will it like sit in your body? Like, I know sometimes HIV will do that, where it can like, it'll sit back and chill for a while, and then be like, all right, it's time to wrap it up, folks.
Well, if you saw my movie The Fly, it explains all of that.
My innocent story.
It's not so innocent now. It's fine. That's fine. I mean,
no, but I think he went into sex addiction.
Let's know. Just
so
on
don't
record.
think it was necessarily her.
If he wanted to tongue punch your starfish, would you let him? If you weren't married.
Are you
at that
asking?
point?
Who are you asking, Jake?
I'm asking you.
Me? I love Michael Douglas.
Jake's a hard yes already.
Yeah. That's my type for sure.
Literally hard yes.
A younger Michael Douglas.
A younger, yeah. Prime Michael Douglas, who wouldn't? Yeah.
I don't want anybody tongue punching my starfish, dude.
You do, you just won't admit it.
No.
You're
I know what comes out of there, dude. I don't want anyone to have to deal with that.
It's not homophobia. It's
There's no way I could
guy.
love you. I could love you as a person after that. If you did, you know what I mean?
Okay. Uh-huh. you would just look down on them for loving you and doing degrading things because they love you.
Like, I can love you, can never kiss you again. Never.
Oh my god. Levi wants to be a black guy so bad.
Black guys love getting their buttholes eaten, dude.
That's actually true.
They love that.
Is there
What?
Is there a bathroom break?
Oh yeah. We can do.
Yes, I just took one.
Right,
You're
right
good.
behind you.
All right. Excuse me.
No worries.
Make sure you pay attention to all the decor in there, okay?
Yo, P. Diddy loved getting his ass eaten. That was a famous.
Sure.
Do you remember the Drewski Tom Segura interview?
Yeah, I watched that. We watched it together. I think we watched it.
I know.
Hold on,
Like the other day. Pull some of that up. God, that was funny. Take that, take that, take that. That was so good. You remember when Tom Segura just hits him with the take that? Take that, take that, take that. Holy shit.
How did Drewski become famous, dude?
Just being dumb.
Because I know now he does this thing where he does like fake recording label things where he'll like put out an ad in like a paper. He'll go to like St. Louis and then put like an ad out on Facebook, like any local rapper who wants to be signed, like show up at this location. And then he records them. They all come up and he just clowns the shit out of all of them. You know?
Wow.
I mean, it's like American Idol. You remember how American Idol used to be? How they the first 2 weeks of American Idol just used to be all of the rereads, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd just be like all of the ones that they cut out, and like they'd mix in like one good one every 10, just cringe. You know.
You see Pusha T talk about Kanye West?
No.
Okay, I'll kind of summarize it. He had a really good interview clip today. I think it was him and his brother or someone in the circle. But
yeah, it's probably Malice because they just came out with that album.
Yeah, and so the New York Times podcast interviewed them, and really, really cool. And so they were asking about Kanye, and he was like, look, like, it was only a music thing ever. Like, there was, even when we started, it wasn't like, oh, I love this guy, and, like, we see eye to eye on everything. You know, he's like, you know, he's always been, you know, chasing, Pusha T's family-oriented. Kanye is definitely not, right? He's chasing
he's the one that's running, he's running good music, though, or running... Isn't he running the record label?
I think at this point, yeah. Or maybe it was Big Sean, I thought. One of those guys.
No, it's definitely Pusha, dude. Because that's why he fell back from rapping, is because he got an executive role.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
But, yeah, we got to do a listening party and listen to that new album.
Yeah.
All right. So your bathroom.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Cool. I was not expecting Wicked.
See?
I was not expecting Wicked. I'm impressed.
Okay.
And Death Cab for Cutie, also impressed.
You see the one that says, please do not do cocaine in the bathroom?
Yes,
that one's pretty funny,
isn't
it?
Paint that?
No, I didn't paint it. It's one of Lindsay's friends.
Oh, okay.
I also like the one that's like right above the toilet. It's like, not judging, just observing.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. That is funny.
Every time I look at that, I'm like, yes, you are. You're judging me, 100%.
You wouldn't find that
Every time Levi looks at it, he gets angry and he punches it. He's like, shut up!
Around the corner right there, all of the mermaid things.
Oh yeah, there was a mermaid in there too.
I have a couple people that are actually like mine here. They're not highlighted that well. One of them is the two-time NCAA back-to-back champion Georgia Bulldogs, like right there. That one's a nice one.
All the sports stuff is yours.
No, that Wisconsin helmet's not. I hung that up out of love. It hurt my heart.
You don't think they're playing a sport? That's from sports also.
Well. Okay, I won't even go there. I don't know, like Wisconsin is known for other things than sports, that's all I'm saying.
You're obviously not from there because people who aren't from there say Wisconsin. And people from the Midwest say Wisconsin. Because I'm from Minnesota, we're right next door.
Ooh, Minnesota.
Wisconsin. I'm sure you
what
probably.
Do I feel about? Well,
are you a Vikings fan?
I have to be.
Okay.
Wow.
Look, See, I actually got an argument yesterday.
Did you see the movie Fargo?
Oh yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
I love that movie.
So great, so great.
So I was
so funny. It's the first time anybody in front of the accent.
You see that coloring, it comes on at the factory. There's nothing we can do about it. But I'll talk to my manager, see what we can do. He said we could knock $50 off the clear coat. Oh, you son of a bitch!
Did you like the actual movie or the season extrapolated out?
I haven't seen the series.
The series is pretty good.
It's great. They're both great. It's hard to say which is better. They're kind of different.
The
but
dude, the dude he was in Prison Break and in the John Wick movies. That dude is like the killer in fucking the original Fargo movie. He's putting the body in the trash can, burning it. He's got the big ass. He looks like he's from.
I don't know if it's the same guy. I thought that guy was kind of a one-off. He's sort of like a just Eastern European looking guy.
Super famous. He's done a
maybe.
But I don't know his name.
The other bad guy though is Steve Buscemi. He's super famous. Hey, chat. Yeah. I love Steve Buscemi. Boardwalk Empire is so good.
The place where she interviews those two girls were the one says he's not circumcised. That's in my hometown. That
really?
In my hometown, yeah.
That's awesome.
Wasn't, but the exterior was. So the Coen brothers did their research.
Yeah. God, I love all their stuff. I was just talking about their other movie I really like, The Big Lebowski. Have you guys seen that?
Oh yeah.
God, that's funny. Steve Buscemi's in that too. Yeah. He's so funny in that. He's like, "Oh, we could get burgers after," and John Goodman's like, "Shut up, Donnie." And then he's like, "I'm just saying, the Burger Mart's near there." He's like, "Donnie, you're like a child that walks in the middle of a game whose rules you don't follow."
Dude, I was 100%
Their
right.
dynamic is awesome.
Swedish.
This guy right here,
Oh,
dude.
yeah. So not Swiss, it's Swedish.
I can't see that at all.
Not the same country.
I'm seeing a beard and a guy.
You know who the guy is, dude.
Okay. You know.
Yeah, he was in Big Lebowski. I forgot about that.
Oh, really?
Have the Coen brothers done anything recently?
I don't know. The last thing I saw them do was Hail Caesar, a while back. That was 8 years ago. What have they done recently? Can we pull that up, Jamie?
I'm pulling it up right now.
They have the right to retire at some point.
That's true. They gotta live eventually.
They probably live off most of those movies.
It was when they made his Netflix movie, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
That was great. I didn't realize that was them. I loved that.
Yeah, well, now that makes so much sense. Because I watched the movie. It was pretty good. They always have a funny-ass main character, you know what I mean?
Yeah, all of the parts.
Just a non-contemporary, leading male hunk role guy. They always have a...
Yeah.
George Clooney.
Well, that's a one-off. What is that?
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? That was great.
Yeah, that's the
so
Odyssey,
good.
right? Or the Iliad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
That was a genius movie.
Incredible.
I didn't even figure that out until John Goodman, the scene with John Goodman. And I'm like, what is going on here?
He's the Cyclops, yeah.
Yeah, this isn't a regular.
Yeah.
Because the way they are, you're just oh, they just make stupid ass. You know what I mean?
Ron Goodman is the best.
Retarded, funny movies.
Yeah.
Then, there's so much.
How good
more.
Is that scene in the movie theater when they see their friend again and they're like, "We thought you was a toad," and he's like, "What?" And they're like, "We thought you was a toad." He's like, "Huh?" I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Oh, Brothers. What else we got?
Okay, all right.
Oh, they did one of my favorites, No Country for Old Men, dude.
Perfect movie. Great book too.
I never read the book.
The author of that, he did Blood Meridian also, Cormac McCarthy. Really, really good author. I think a lot about Blood Meridian.
They make?
Yeah. They use a lot of books, I think. Yeah, they're very literary driven.
Oh yeah.
Which
dude,
the best directors are. You gotta be,
Miller's Crossing, Barton Fink,
Oh man, yeah.
Big Lebowski, obviously,
Mm.
Lady Killers. That one was not
Didn't
bad.
see that one.
Burn After Reading, that one was dope. That's about
Very good.
K Ultra and like Project Sunbeam or whatever.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think it's Sunbeam. It's where they're like astro projecting. Yeah, like that movie's based off real CIA files and real government files that were
Yeah.
by FOIA acts and shit.
Well, Michael Douglas was asshole projecting when he said Catherine Zeta-Jones' butt gave him throat cancer.
Did you watch
He doesn't even know if it was her.
That's good too.
Intolerable cruelty.
True Grit was good.
I'm a sucker for brain rot and puns. What was the one I did the other day about David Goggins, Kenny Loggins, Kenny Rogers? Like, if you're gonna learn to carry the boat,
You gotta know when to fold your linens.
Yeah.
It was something.
Something good.
And then they wrote Bad Santa. Did you know they wrote Bad Santa?
They did?
No, I didn't see that one.
They're really prolific.
You've never seen Bad Santa?
No, I can't believe the Jewish Coen brothers made a movie called Bad Santa. What about Good Hanukkah?
It makes so much sense because in that movie, Santa is a thief, and he robs the mall that he works at.
Yeah, it's not sacrilegious.
You've never seen Bad Santa, dude?
No, but that sounds very funny.
God damn it! I need the Game of Thrones cut where it's just shame, shame, shame.
Yeah, put that in.
Dude,
Put
Bad
that
Santa
on the soundboard.
Dude, it's definitely my favorite Christmas movie. It's top 5 comedy movies of all time, I think.
Yeah.
You need a Bad Santa party.
Yeah.
You need to have a Bad Santa party.
Skyway's a lot closer than Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Myself. Wow. Sorry. I don't want to joke about mental illness. It's not funny.
Yeah.
But you guys seen Bad Santa is.
I'm sorry we let you down.
Sorry.
And sorry. Can't win them all.
I didn't know Billy Madison the other day either.
What?
You remember? You don't remember that?
I know where that
You
voice
were
came from. I've never used that voice in my life.
no, you were saying that it'd be cool if we peed in our pants right now, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
You're
Billy
like Billy Madison. I'm like, okay.
Classic scene where his buddy in the 3rd grade has an accident, pees his pants, and then Billy, who's a grown adult, who has to go back through every grade in school
Yeah.
in order to get his father's inheritance. That's like the plot of the movie. Because he never graduated high school. He's just a fucking loser who just, is rich the whole life. So his dad's like, if you want the money in the company, you got to fucking at least graduate high school. So he goes back and starts in kindergarten and does every grade. And,
Yeah.
So anyways, they go on a field trip. Kid pees his pants. And then Billy feels bad. So Billy throws a bunch of water on his pants and then walks out there and just shows everybody he peed his pants. And the one kid, like the fat, what is his name? O'Doyle, the fat O'Doyle kid's like,
sure.
You fucking peed your pants, you loser. And he's like, fuck you, you're a loser. You're only cool if you pee your pants. And that's right. But it's literally like an anti-bully thing, dude. I figured you'd be good at that.
Oh yeah, my bad. So I should get back to the family. Sylvia, do you have any plugs that you want to do while we're on air?
Well, on July 8th, I'm in the open mic competition at Bassani's in Port
Hell
Charlotte.
yeah.
Yeah. And September 13th, I'm at Beef O'Brady's in Parrish. And October 10th and 11th, I'm in Punta Gorda at the Library Club at Sheraton. 4 Points by
Oh,
Sheraton.
nice. That's
They do
awesome.
comedy at the Beef O'Brady's
They do.
in
There's a
Ellington?
little room. There's a little private room.
That's awesome.
It sells out pretty quickly, so.
Hell yeah. All right, and then some of our plugs. We got that Nick Rossi Elixir Showcase. That's August 2nd. Pull up to that, guys. And then big shout out to Ed Nemi, who just hosted Side Splitters last week. Thanks for shouting out our podcast. And I already did your room at Odessa Thirsty Buffalo Brewery Factory, but me and Levi are really looking forward to tag teaming that. Really dope people are booking us as a duo. Keep doing that.
Yeah, excited about that, man. I have the that roast that you and Joe put me on.
I would have been there if not for my nephew. Yeah, I hope you kill that, man.
Pretty excited about that. I'll kill
Yeah,
it.
that's July 8th also.
Sylvia was asking, she's like, how mean are you going to be? I'm like, I don't know yet. I need someone to go before me.
The meanest.
You know what I mean? I mean, that is sort of my specialty. We live by 2 rules on this podcast. It's 1, you can't get mad at the truth. And 2, if you're going to be mean, be funny.
Be funnier than you are mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sure.
Just, just don't be a dick, and you can't get mad at the truth, dude. It's just,
That's true.
if you live by those 2 things, it's pretty hard to offend people unless they want to be offended.
Comedy's not truth. There's truth in comedy.
There is.
Yeah, that's true. And if you're here to get offended, you're not here for comedy. I think that all the time at the mics, the showcases, all that.
I think it is the perfect place to go be a Karen, though. To be like, I want to go.
I'm gonna go fuck someone else's night.
I'm gonna go to a comedy show because I guarantee they're gonna say something immediately that I'm going to hate.
Well,
why would you put yourself into that situation unless that's what you want to be?
I have a friend who wanted to come see me with her friend, and the friend was like, "I'm not going because they're gonna offend." She like refused to come to my stand-up show.
That's wild.
And I'm like, she doesn't even know me, but she just didn't want to be offended by anybody. I'm like,
well, I appreciate those people staying home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess.
To at least have the awareness to know that, like, I can't handle that. I do appreciate that.
But, like, maybe grow as a person and be able to appreciate comedy.
Well,
like, that's insane to live in a world where you
can't go out in public and listen to free speech.
And I guess, they can watch it. They can watch it at home.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
No.
Well, look, this is the second longest one we've ever done. This is
hell yeah.
It's been a smooth conversation. We're at hour 46, bro. We started at 6.
Oh hell yeah. Okay.
Eventually,
so we plan that outro.
It's my lilting.
No, you're. She did. She Barbara Walters me earlier, dude.
Oh hell yeah.
She got me.
Cool.
You're a great guest. I'm so glad you came.
Grown men cry.
She does.
Wow, that's awesome. Levi's a big softie. It's pretty easy. He puts up this big front, but it's very easy actually to make him just totally break down. I'm just kidding.
Fuck you guys, dude.
I'm playing, bro. It's all love.
I'm not going to argue with that because you can't get mad at the
release
truth.
You can do in public.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, thank you, Sylvia, for coming on.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
I thought you were awesome.
I love your straw. I'm going to buy a straw now. And you also taught me, what else did you teach me? You taught me about river otters.
River otters?
Ooh.
I taught you that in order to be considered a lake in Minnesota, it has to be at least 10 acres square.
I did not know that.
Square footage wise, 10 acres.
So much.
There's 10,000 of those lakes in Minnesota.
Wow.
We learned you're a Vikings fan. Can you do the gritty?
No. I'm not that big.
Oh, okay.
I've been away. Remember? I've been away like 30 years. It keeps growing.
That's fine. That's fine. I won't rake you over those coals.
Thank
you. And Jacob knows that's my favorite thing, dude. Purple's not bad. Look, I'm wearing multiple shades of purple right now.
So many good things. Neutrality.
Yeah, I got purple on the back of the shirt. Yeah.
Prince. We love Prince in Minnesota.
I think purple is good weed. It also represents mushrooms somehow.
Power. Roman power.
A purple-headed mushroom or purple-headed yogurt slinger, that's a penis, right?
That's right. Yeah. You just described my penis.
Wow. Maybe you should say something.
What movie is that from?
I should be a doctor.
It's from one of those football movies. Which one is the one is it Friday Night Lights? Yeah, it's Friday Night Lights with Tweeter, dude.
Nice.
I'm just talking about shit that is before your time and after.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen that on Netflix, but I didn't watch it on the show when it came out.
It was James Vanderbeek. Watch it, dude. It's pretty good.
Hell yeah. I got a James Vanderbeek right here.
Classic lines that I still use to this day from that movie.
Yeah. Okay. We'll check it out. We got a lot of shit to watch now after today. Plus Billy Madison.
Oh my God. Billy Madison and?
Yeah.
And? And?
Bad Santa, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was just going to leave him hanging.
All right. Feel free to kill him in the comments with I have a Bad Santa or Billy Madison and I'm a comedian.
I'm a new uncle. Take it easy on me.
All right. Well, congratulations on that, man.
Thanks. It was really great having you on, Sylvia. Sorry I couldn't be there in person.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was great to see you. Always fun to see you.
Play Drake's outro music.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
I do it over and over again. That's my life, over and 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 over.
Okay, Clay, I get the point.
No, you don't!
Still hits it.
Peace, guys.
No, careful.